maybe that will let y'all hear me and hear the game and whatnot. We'll see if that's. Let's do that on this one as well. And that one should be right there. Alright. Let's see if y'all can hear me clearly now. Can everybody hear me? Alright. We're going to be starting a beginner's guide for console here. This is the indicator of what we'll be starting with. We'll be starting from character breakdown to trial characters to seasonals to UI and navigational systems to Academy, Olivia Academy stuff, and that's what order we're going to be going in, right? For those that are here and those that can hear me. So we're going to do character breakdowns a little bit in a different way, and then work our way into trial characters and so forth and so forth. Okay? So here we go. Character breakdown. So we're going to start off by going into the character list. Right? And we're just going to go to create a seasonal character, but we're not actually going to create anything. So we're going to break down these classes into different categories and stuff like that for those that are new. Of course, this is a beginner's guide, so most of y'all should be new. If you're not, you can kind of give me some feedback and stuff here and there. Right now, I'm trying to do my first beginner's guide and see how this goes. Right, so we're going to separate them into different style classes. Right, so we got samurai style duelists, which are your fast, precise melee fighters built around timing, flow, and aggression, which would be Musa, highly mobile swordsman focused on speed and continuous pressure. Meiwa, precision duelists with icy sword techniques and strong burst combos. Your bruisers or next, which would be your heavy hitters who overwhelm enemies with all strength and impact. Normally, bruisers are a bit slower on most games, but we're not going to add the slow part because there is one class that is a bruiser type class, in my opinion, that does not meet that normal standard. Right, so you got Berserker, grapple style giant who throws enemies and dominates close range. You have Guardian, who's a heavy axe wielder with a slow but devastating attacks. You got Scholar, who's a hammer fighter who manipulates gravity and alchemy-like abilities and delivers massive strikes. Then you got your Monk and your Spirit fighters, which are your martial artists who blend physical combat with spiritual and mystical energy. So that would be your Striker, Spirit-infused brawler with explosive combo chains. Your Mystic, fluid hand-to-hand combat fighter with dragon and water energy. Wukong, Spirit Monk style staff fighter with clones, mobility, and mythic techniques. Then you go into your Assassins category, which would be your high mobility, stealth, and burst damage specialist. Ninja with high skill ceiling, stealth assassin with fast combos. Kanoichi, trickster variant with traps and deceptive movement. Assassin, desert assassin using sand, teleportation, and debuffs. Lan, your elegant aerial fighter with long reach and fluid movement, not moments. Traditional mages, your classic spellcasters focus on elemental destruction and utility magic, which would be wizard, fire, lightning, and large scale destruction, and witch, which is similar to wizard but with more support orientated tools. And then you get into the opposite side of the mages, or the combat mages / Taoist exorcist type classes. Mystical fighters blending martial techniques, talisman, spirits, and elemental forces. That would be your Megu, your Fox Spirit illusionist using deception and mobility. Your Wusa controls storm and spirited base combat with graceful execution. Your Sage, time-space manipulation with teleportation and burst magic. Dosa, a Taoist swords exorcist type class using talismans, mist, and elemental techniques. Then you get your next category, which would be dark magic users, dark aggressive magic users, blending melee and ranged spell combat. Dark Knight would be your spell sword style fighter combining blade and dark magic. Sorceress would be your warlock style assassin mage using dark energy and fast combos. Then you get into the next category, which would be archers and ranged fighters. Long range combat specialist focused on positioning and precision. Ranger, traditional bow user with strong range pressure. Archer, mobile sniper style class with high burst range. Deadeye, gunslinger style precision firearm user. And then you get into your summoners and specialists, which are your unique classes that don't fit any traditional archetype so far, which would be your tamer, companion fighter with a divine beast partner, corsair, pirate themed fighter using ocean magic and mobility, that summons otters as well. Shy, support focused class built around buffs, utility, and life skills. And then we get into the trial characters tips, right? Before committing to a seasonal character, my recommendation, as a player that's been playing for a while, a very long time, use trial characters to test combat feel, mobility, and animation. Some classes are just more complex up front, so pick based on what feels manageable, not just popularity or on tiers list, based off of those categories and what fits your categories more. So like if you're playing a monk spirit fighter, right, try striker, mystic, and wukong in trial characters first before you see which class you want to commit to start your seasonal thing. Now getting further into the trial characters, right, which we'll back out of this for a second and we'll kind of go to that menu. You'll notice that I have one character slot here, but there are two other character slots that I have here that I could delete. So you can create up to 3 characters per family. They come with pre-built high-level setups and all skills unlocked. They are meant purely for testing combat, field mobility, and animations. They are not used for progression or story content. Deletion cooldown for trial characters can typically be deleted after creation, so you can quickly swap and test different classes. This is where you should always start if you're unsure about a class. Now, there are some cases where it may take 24 hours to delete, like this character here, right? Like if I go to delete it, it does say 23 hours or has passed after the character deletion has been used. But it says up there at the top 3 minutes to delete the character. So I can delete the characters up here. So if I want to go in, right, and we'll just, we can't go into a season server, so we're going to have to find a different server real quick, just so we can kind of do this, so I can showcase this. Now, as a new player, you're typically going to have 6 starting character slots that you can expand around, and up to 44 total character slots across your family. You can expand slots through loyalty shops for free but slow, pearl shop purchases, events and rewards, often given for free slot coupons, and deletion for regular characters. You must wait for up to 24 hours before, after being created, before they can be deleted. Alright, so here's what I meant by the trial characters, right? If you come in here, you can get gear for trial characters from this guy. You'll see them in a bunch of different boxes, right? You can see the ability books as well. You can get the ability books and stuff from them to get the character. You can change your skill add-ons and your skills here, so you can try your different skill add-ons and learn your different skills here. So as you can see, you have the max amount of skill points in the trial character, so you can sit there and max out your entire skill tree, right? So if you want to max out your entire skill tree and try everything out on the character, you can do so. Alright, so as you can see, that's his entire base kit, right? So his entire base kit is unlocked. What do I mean by base kit? That's the starting kit that the character starts out with. And the reason that I have gone to say that is because you have 3 different types of classes once you get your characters unlocked. You have Secession classes, you have Awakening classes. So you have classes that have both Secession and Awakening, and then you have Ascension classes. Ascension classes automatically start off with their Awakening and their main hand weapon. Right, so Wukong, Deadeye, Archer, and Scholar are all Ascension classes. They all start off with their Awakening weapons and everything else with their kit. Right, so with this character, you can see that I have my pre-hand, right, which is the main skills, and then I have 2 tabs at the top, which are Secession and Awakening. So I can go up there, and I can either turn one or the other on. So we'll turn on Awakening. You'll see that it reset the abilities. The reason it did that is because I swapped to Awakening instead of pre-hand. So now I can max out all those, and then max out the Awakening, and I can try both sides of the skills and the skill trees, and try out all the abilities and learn both sides of the character. And then if I want to try the other side, I can do the same thing over here. And now you'll notice that the Awakening tree is locked because this is no longer Awakening. This is basically an ascension of the pre-hand, right? So now you have the absolute skills, but you also have these skills that are ascended skills, basically, which are your prime skills. So you go into your prime skills, and they'll hit harder and have different effects depending on the character that you're on. Alright, so that's why, in my personal opinion, if you're just now starting the game and you're picking up the game, my recommendation is look for the categories that you best are suited for out of the character breakdown, and then take those characters into trial and test the character out fully decked out on trial characters to see how you play with mobility and how you play with the class and how the skills feel before deep diving into the game. Just because it is a bit hard, right, to get into the game and have to learn some of these characters, because some of these characters are more complex than others, while trying to learn the systems of the game, right? Like Hash is probably one of the more complex assassin-like classes out of the categories that I mentioned earlier. And that's this guy right here, because of the tornadoes and the wind or the sand and stuff like that. Next, you would go into season categories, right? So if we go into, we'll log out. So disconnect. Dun 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 dun. As you can see at the bottom of my screen, right, you'll see that there is a season character ticket system down there. You'll see it right between enter and season characters. You'll see that there are 5 bubbles there and 3 are lit. This is because you can hold up to 5 seasonal character tickets, but you can only have 1 seasonal character active at a time. Once you graduate or finish seasons, that slot becomes available again, and your deletion cooldown season characters follow the same rule as normal characters. If they are newly created, they must wait 24 hours before deletion is allowed. So while you can plan multiple season characters over time, your actual progression focus is always on 1 class at a time per season. Right, so if we go into new character, we can create a new character. You can go to create seasonal character. Now, after you've tried the character that you wanted to start out with, or the characters that you're thinking about starting out with, right, like let's say you tried Wizard and which, because you wanted to play traditional mages, so you tried those two. You found out you like wizard better, right? Then you go to wizard and make your seasonal character. Always start out with a seasonal character. Don't go in as a new player and make a normal character. Do not do that. I'm gonna save you the issue and the problem right now. Make you a seasonal character. Alright, so we're going to choose a character that I don't really have. I think I don't have Sorceress anymore. So we're going to go with Sorceress, right? You're going to create your seasonal character. We're kind of late on the seasonal stuff, but that's okay. Then you can sit here, you can customize your appearance. I'm not going to get into how detailed the appearances and stuff are because customization is detailed and that will take at least an hour to go through by itself. If I wanted to be as detailed as I wanted to on the customization details on this game. Alright, so we're just going to rush through this. We're going to create character. You obviously have to have a name. You check for a duplicate. Alright, like any other game, it will tell you whether it's a duplicate or not, and whether you can use a name. You confirm the username. Right, you make sure that it's still checkmarked seasonal and click confirm. It will give you a warning that will say it will change the names if the name is found inappropriate, which it is not, or it would not have let me make the character. You can then proceed with the tutorial. As a new player, I would recommend proceeding with the tutorial, but if not, and you're not new, you can just skip it, right? So we're going to go through it just for the purpose of the beginner's guide.
Are you awake?
Alright, so now once you get here, it's going to teach you the controls and stuff if you go through this. If not, you're going to have to figure out some of the controls yourself. But if you go through this tutorial, it's going to teach you some of the basic controls, right? So it's going to teach you how to move.
How are you feeling? We must be on our way. We made it this far, thanks to you. You're the first person to cross this black desert with me. Let's press onward. We're almost there. We stand on the sands of the Black Desert, called such for the long.
Do we stand on the sands of the Black Desert? Do we?
The supreme power has captured the attention of many nations. Endless war has painted the dunes with blood. So some know it is the Red Desert instead. Ah, our destination. Let's hurry.
We have made it to the destination.
Let's have a closer look.
Oh, and we're just going to keep following this for a second. Where are you going now? We're going down here to where that beam is. You can see the beam in the sky. This also kind of shows up when you're auto-navigating, but it's kind of a thinner blue light. So just keep that in mind when we get to the UI section of this.
The Traveler of Ages shall awaken the slumbering heart with their blood. Let us perform the ritual. The knife. Wait. What is happening?
Heir of ages, your journey ends here.
Alright, so then it's going to teach you to pull out your weapons. And how to dodge. And then attack.
Elezra, you even brought a mercenary. Are you so desperate to sin?
I will not let their tired traditions tie me down. Don't worry about my safety. Unleash your power upon them.
And then, of course, it pops the skill guide up until you hit a certain level, so you can actually see the skills and abilities that you're using.
Foolish mortals. You're not hurt, are you? I admire your resilience. Let's sacrifice them to awaken the giant. Now, bring their hearts up. Impossible. It's moving on its own. It's awake. The colossal weapon of the ancient kingdom of Kabua, the Ator. That giant is the key to the ancient ruins.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. The key to the ancient ruins. Oh no. It's a giant ass rock.
Before it finds the heart. The ancient ruins of Histria lie somewhere.
Alright, so now it's going to teach you how to auto run, which is L3.
There,
Alright.
we'll find the power we seek.
L2 to move
Power
even
so
faster.
pure and potent, enough to put the black stones to shame. With such power, we can achieve what we both desire. It's been a while. Ator, take me to Histria. Why is it not responding? Could this be another of that fossil Cartian's tricks? Oh. What's the matter? Could it be? This voice, do you hear it? Then, come closer.
And remember, guys, this is just the beginning steps of the UI part of the guide. Like, of course, you start the tutorial if you're wanting to do the tutorial. If not, you can kind of skip it. The reason I'm doing it is so that if you're watching, when I upload the video or whatever, you can see the tutorial yourself and just watch it and not have to go through it. But majority, if I remember correctly, if you're starting off for the first time, I think you have to go through the tutorial the first time. I could be wrong there, but again, you can see what you're gonna do. This is the beginning side of things, and it's the we'll get into more detail on the UI systems once we get through this. Now, I'm not going to go overly heavy on them, but I'm going to go heavy enough that if you're a new player, you're going to understand the importance of some of the UI systems.
Finally, we've arrived at Histria. We'll have to part ways soon. Too soon, sadly. Once I hold the hidden artifact, your mission will see its end. Seems they won't make it easy. Protect me.
They show you a nice little combo right here for you to use your skills in a certain rotation.
I'm glad to have you by my side. Let's press on. Through that door to our final destination. The ancient weapons will likely rise to its defense. But I know you'll prevail. You always do. This is my final request. I pray that you return to me unscathed. For my sake as well.
Alright, so we go beat up these guys now. And of course, you can see that I don't really know Sword's rotation, because if I did, I would be clearing through this quite quickly. There we go.
Are you injured? No? Good. I was worried.
Alright, so we're going to skip this part so this doesn't ruin too much of the rest of the tutorial for those that want to watch it or want to play it themselves. Right, so now you start off, you have the option to choose 3 different areas. Wherever you start off, I recommend starting off from Stone Chamber if you've never played the game before, because you can play from the beginning of the story all the way through, but it doesn't really matter where you start off from, because you can kind of play from that area and play the quest from there. Now, and one of the reasons that I recommend doing that is if you started a seasonal character and you started from Stone Chambers, it is easier to get to the part that you need to get to. Right, so we'll skip this again. You gotta talk to the Black Spirit. You'll talk to him. He'll give you some rewards. Right, and then you'll see this auto navigation system that pops up after talking to him. You click L3 if you're on console, so that's your left analog stick on either system. It will run you towards the person that you need to talk to. Talk to that person, chat to him.
Now, I was hired to
skip that. Spirit will pop back up, talk to him again, and you do that for a little bit. Right, you're just going to auto-navigate and keep picking things up and doing the tasks for a couple minutes.
Oh, this stench. Do you know how hard I work?
I shall gladly take what would compel you to ask such an obvious thing? Did Eden... Do you not be told he's making it...
Eden was hand. I shall punish you for your suspicion.
Yes, ruins excavation start. It's a simple task.
Okay, I am going to be skipping through a lot of the text in the chat and stuff because, again, even though this is a beginner's guide, I do not want to ruin a lot of this for people that are more interested into the story and the overall aspect of the game, right? This is a beginner's guide, and so we're just kind of rushing through the stuff to get to the guide part of certain things. Like right now, we're working towards
You see
the
those hungry wolves stalking about in the
more
woods?
in-depth beginner details of
Horses
the UI
won't budge
systems.
thanks to that scary lot.
Okay, so he wants me to go kill wolves. Alright, so it's going to take you to the wolves.
Weren't you an excavator?
And then you're going to auto-navigate down here. Because a lot of this is step-by-step to start out with, right?
You're practically not sure why it just so happens. You take a closer look. A depiction of the enormous one day, and I must eternal life. Quite alas, the kings by the top. Fortunately, though, this was I have not happened. However, did the ain't this one? Yikes! You can't miss her. However.
So we're going to end up going to... We're doing the Belenos Breaker of Chains quest. It'll be right about here that we'll end up going to, and then that's where we'll end up getting into the UI systems and everything, because at this point this is where one of the first choices comes up that you have to make.
My name is Martha. Well, no time for handshakes. If everyone could have made every time I make.
I could hear you and I.
Eden! Not to mention the
Dabbling in. Wait, stand back right now!
My goodness!
Are you awake?
Oh, so we're going to skip that. Again, I'm not going to go through any of the cutscenes or anything like that because I don't want to ruin it for the people that actually want to watch it and play that part of the game.
You wouldn't have.
It must be I was joking when I called
Eden, the relic has begun to.
the relic.
I do. Do you? You think that?
Black Spirit's going to pop back up. He's going to give you a little inventory bag.
Unless.
Why don't we?
I bet she'll give Lady Therese.
Do you know of any way we might get on her?
No, we talked to her very. I had a bad feeling something in.
It's a bit inconvenient.
Alright, so they want us to kill more wolves and some dim tree spirits real quick, so we're going to do that. Now it says to open the quest window, so you click options, go to quests. Now from here you can also auto navigate if you go on the quest, and you can learn more about your quest, forfeit the quest, or move to the quest. So if we choose learn more, it's going to tell us what to do, which we've already completed. Alright, so now we're going to turn it in.
I'm saved. I thought you'd. Oh.
Now we kill more stuff. Turn it back in. Alright, there we go. We killed all the imps that we needed to kill for the quest. Remember, we can hold L2 down to auto sprint, and then type in the hit the L3 button down to auto run with the navigation system.
The moment.
My name is. I heard from Sir Roy that.
It appears.
Let's consider this.
See?
You'll get gear from these boxes. You can open these boxes with the gear, equip the gear.
Western God. Poppy.
I'm far. This is the one. And yet, Goblin.
King of the Goblins grows craftier by the day. That's the word.
The imps one day. I don't blame you.
Don't worry.
Why don't you go with...
We're gonna go talk to the next person. Alright, talk to Armstrong, press skill learning via the skill instructor. A lot of people miss this, so you're going to talk to them, how to learn skills, go to the learn skill thing, tab, to actually activate it and finish that quest, and then move to the next person.
Would you have preferred
Spoons.
I suppose with
Apologies, Yoff. What we found was.
No, that's the person we want to talk to right here.
Does this not make me a most favorable counterpart to his? I place my wagon of the finest Calphionian.
You can automatically skip or
Do you think I poured out such
Apologies,
manually
Your
skip
Highness.
things the way that you want to skip them.
You're professional. You think the
So if you want to get through the quest a bit faster, you can just go ahead and auto skip and stuff like that. I would recommend not doing that as a beginner starting off though, because there are some times that they'll tell you certain information that you may need later. Alright, so as you can see right here, it says please summon the Black Spirit, right? So what you do is you're going to hit down on the D-pad button on whatever console you're on, right? And it should pull up the Black Spirit. Unless you reset it or move it off of that bar at some point in the future. Alright, so now once you talk to them, it's going to give you the auto navigation to the next part, which is this. It's this motherfucker right here.
I have a proposal for you.
And then you have your first crossroads, other than which section you wanted to start off with when you get out of the tutorial. So you can go crossroads or take your chance, no greater honor, or this one. As you can see, I've done this one 8 times. I've done this one none. The reason I do this one, and I've done this one every single time, is because to me, honestly, it's faster. Because I have done this, I think, once before they reset everything. That first time that they reset everything because of company changes and stuff like that. Alright, so we go over here. It's going to take us to the next part of this quest, which is talking to this guy again to tell him that you're going to go do shit on your own. And then you're going to come over here and talk to Cliff.
We are currently... He suddenly appeared. So, you've ingratiated yourself to an officer, and think you...
Who looks nothing like his Crimson Desert counterpart. And then you're going to auto-navigate to the next spot. Which is basically going and improving yourself, right? So you're going to come over here, and you're going to kill a bunch of enemies. Alright, now once you've done that, you're going to go back and turn in the quest. Which, I mean, that part's getting kind of obvious now at this point, right?
Without your aid, let's use this moment. If you a feud, I will be...
I whispered to boy, that is so high. Look.
The armor, useless after the beating it took. The armor.
Thank you. We're going to go over to the box now.
This.
I'm going to auto-navigate to the next part.
Off to anyway, guys. Well, this is rounds.
You started.
The Black Spirit's going to talk to us so again. He's going to give us a box. As you can see, we're getting close to the red nose part, and then we'll go back. We'll go into more detail on the, like I said, the overall.
Let's use this momentum to be important. Let's use this.
All right, so she gives you a box once you get to this part, which gives you your talisman, which is your sub-weapon for your tubular gear. So since you started a seasonal character, you'll be getting tubular gear. This is very important for later. Then you'll come over here and kill some more of these guys. And then you'll come talk to Dr. Uno, who unfortunately does not play you in Uno.
It's you.
Oh.
Here, I'm ready to be really.
I told you.
Hey, Eden told me that you are an. And I shouldn't have.
You think I knew I'd get caught like... Wow. Look at the
Red nose are... Oh, tut. What? I said nothing. Well... Mate. I will look for traces...
Alright, so this is going to give you the... Black Spirit Quest. You're going to complete that. Talk to him. Then it's going to give you 2 crossroads, right? You can do either one of these. I do this one because it's super simple. You click on this one, right? You get a piece of meat in your item. You go to options, go to character, go to inventory. You'll see the meat is in your inventory, right? So then you can go to down here to options and life. Go to processing. Go to heat or cooking, not heat. Go to cooking. No, it is heat. It is heat. Okay. Let's get this back in the right area. And you're just going to heat it up and cook it real quick. And then you're going to give it to this guy to get to the next part of the quest. Alright.
You think I knew I'd get...
Well, not that guy. There's another guy. My bad. It's been a minute since I've done this. So, bear with me, y'all. There's going to be some things that are going to be a bit off because I'm remembering them slightly.
Shush. Really? How did you know I loved
Lurking and supporting, brother. No problem. Thank you, Fat Toad. Okay, so we're going to go through this,
He was
right?
wiping away. He was red nose.
He's going to tell us about Red Nose, give us some information. Then we're going to go over here. We're going to look at this rock.
The man told
This rock's going to tell us some bullshit that doesn't really fucking matter. The Black Spirit's going to pop up. That's going to tell us some more bullshit. And then we're going to go over here. Alright, so then you're going to talk to Dr. Uno again.
Now, let's... Grows to gigantic proportions when enraged.
You're going to choose the hell, yell Red Nose thing because you're aggravating Red Nose, right? He's going to give you a potion. The potion is going to show up in your inventory. You use the potion by going over there and clicking it, right? So you go options, character, inventory. Use the green potion that it gives you. Talk to him.
Oh, hold on. Don't...
Black Spirit's going to pop up, and then you do this, right? And then you're going to look at the footprints. When you get on them, it's going to give you an interactions thing. So you're going to interact with them, and then you're going to go to the next part. Right, and the next part, you're going to sit here, and you're going to look at the dead soldier, click on it, click main quest, and you're going to yell and aggravate Red Nose, right? So you're going to yell, hey, Red Nose. He's going to come out of the rocks here. And then you're going to fight him. And he does have his own mechanics and his own abilities that you do have to look out for. Especially if you're newer, because like I said, this is intended towards newer players and stuff. So if you're coming over here, you probably don't have any gear, kind of like I do on my character right now, because I haven't equipped any gear other than what the season gave me. You're going to get him down to a certain health limit, and then he's going to go into a rage mode.
Yo.
What's up?
I just got better than his name, but I've done more work duties than the other guy.
Alright, so now he's in rage mode, basically, or his second phase. You just attack him with steel. It doesn't really matter too much as long as you stay out of the main mechanics.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Right now, when it sits down, you're going to click the D-pad button to summon the Black Spirit, talk to the Black Spirit, go over to the main quest after you talk to him, and then you're going to auto-navigate to Cliff. Or you can just run over to Cliff, because sometimes auto-navigation will make you run into things.
How would you feel about putting...
If you would just hand over the...
Apologies, Your Highness.
Oh, so my...
It's true.
I was certain the Blackstones was...
Alright, so then you go over here and talk to
Tiny Nose is in... We found
her.
What shall be done?
That's much too... We've lost track. There's a coastal village. Stifle your plea.
Alright, so now we're going to Velia, right? Velia is your starting town. You'll notice that a lot of people keep their ships out, like their guild galleons and their other ships, and a bunch of people fish here, down there, because it's a decent spot for fishing and stuff like that. Okay, so we're going to go over here. We're going to talk to this person now, Momo. And then Momo's going to give us directions. We're going to do some more talking to her. Then we're going to go talk to Hans. I'm going to talk to Hans, and Hans is going to tell us to go talk to Alston. And then it's going to show us the city. It's going to skim over the city and give you this little conversation, but we're going to skip this. Alright, so that's going to make you appear in front of Alston. This is where you need to slow down as a new player. Do not rush through this. You have two options when you go to talk to him. So you'll go to talk to him. Alright. You'll click X to confirm that, and then this menu will pop up right here, right? You'll have cross main and crossfire simplified. If you just keep spamming X, you're probably going to hit the crossroad main, and if you do that, it's going to make you go through the entire main story or the original story. If you want to get through, to get gear, to get into things a bit simpler and a bit quicker as a new player, go to crossroad simplified, click X. It's going to give you a new quest line. Right? Once you have that quest line, it's called Special Growth. You're going to navigate there, so you're going to go to Options, go to your quest, go to Navigate, and then you're going to auto-navigate to Fugar. It's going to give you that quest line. Alright, and since ads are coming up in 15 seconds, this is where we take our moment to breathe before we continue with the rest and start getting into the UI stuff.
Will you be uploading this to YouTube?
Yes, I will be uploading this to YouTube. I'm live streaming it because it's easier to live stream the guide and have people
ask you questions.
Yeah, ask questions and stuff, or if they want more details, I can give them more details as I'm going. Or if I get something wrong, right, and it needs to be acknowledged because it's not quite right, I have the opportunity to correct it. Alright, welcome back, everybody, from the ad. Sorry about that. So, now that we've gotten here, right, we're going to our next part, right? So, we go and we talk to Fugar. Fugar is going to give us this quest. You're going to pick up this quest. You're going to pick up the special growth, right? And you'll click on this. Now, once you have that quest, you're going to keep going through until he gives you the special quest. He's going to give you all this Tuvala gear and stuff for completing this special quest. So you're going to click on that, and he gives you all this gear. This is where gear starts. So you'll options, character, inventory. You can equip your gear from here, right? Now, once you have your gear equipped, you can start talking to, you can start doing what you need to do to level up. So, to explain this in an easier way, right? We're going to show some of the maps and some of the other UI systems and stuff, because this is the part that is missed in most beginner guides, and most people do not talk about this in the details and ways that they need to, right? So, if we go to options, you can go down to adventure, you can pull up the world map. Now, for those that don't have the game and you're starting out, you're not going to see all of this. All of this is going to be clouded out, kind of like this area and the area out here and stuff like that. Now, there are certain areas, like out here in the ocean and over here in the desert, where you're not going to be able to auto-navigate until you get something that is called a compass or a telescope, and then you'll be able to auto-navigate out there. And most of those are temporary. I think there's only like 2 permanent ones that you have to earn, and you have to go through there and farm the materials until you get them or quest. So now, once you do that, right, you can look at the map, and you can go to wherever the monsters are or the grind zone. So, like, the monster spawns will still show up. Like, you'll see this monster symbol even if it's hazed out. But instead of doing that through the map, because you can click square on this, and whatever button it would be for, it'd be the same button layout on Xbox, but it wouldn't be square. It would be whatever button's there for Xbox players. You can do that, and that will auto-navigate you there. You can hit back out and do that. But what I would recommend you doing as a new player instead is going down to Adventure, go to Monster Zone Info, and you have all these tabs that are broken down between all different territories, right? And then different difficulties and stuff like that, and different things. So, like, you can go to you can go to party zones, you can go to Olivia Realm, you can go to your areas that have Marnie realms, you can go to your quest areas or ascended areas, and then your Drakania realms. Now, none of this is really going to matter to you as a new player, other than like the party zones and stuff like that on this lower tab, because a lot of this stuff you're not going to be able to use. Other than that, and the Marnie realm, because the Marnie realm is your own pocket dimension that you can go in every hour or so to grind. So if you're working or you don't have a lot of time to get in the game and you don't want to be bothered by some people and you want to get into the game and you want to get things done, you can do that through that, right? So what we'll do is you'll go down and you can look. You'll notice that this has a symbol next to it, which tells you the enemies and the enemy types that are at that area now. You can click on that, and it will tell you you can't go there because that's in the desert, right? So if I wanted to go to somewhere in Balenos, right, I can do that. And I can go somewhere over here in Balenos, and it will tell me all the different types, right? So once you have that in the monster zone, let's say if I wanted to go to Serendia. Nope. Where is a lower end thing? Okay. So if I wanted to go somewhere, all I gotta do is click L3 on here, right? So if I wanted to go to the abandoned iron mine, I just click L3. You'll see that it pops up an auto navigation path. Once you have that auto navigation path, you can click L3 again and it will auto run you there, right? So if I want to take that off, I can just go to the map. I can click square and take that off. So we're gonna run over here, right? Because our quests now that we've accepted the special growth quest, are going to be quests for leveling. You're going to reach level 20. You're going to reach level 30. And this is how you get things done once you've gone to the simplified quest. It's just by leveling. Instead of going through the main quest line. Because it will skip the main quest line. Now, you can still go through the main quest line if you're a new player and you want to go through the main quest line and get stuff like up to the tubular, you get the tubular gear and stuff. But you'll want to go up to here, right? The Medea quest line. And then you'll want to stop here. Because anything past this, like the Valencia quest line, is going to be, there's no auto navigation out in Valencia. So you'll want to skip past that, go to Commissavia and complete the others, and then go back into Valencia on your own time, unless you really want to spend all that time out there in the desert trying to do it without auto navigation and learn the landmark systems by learning different landmarks in the desert. So now that we're auto navigating, right? We just go over here and we kill a bunch of shit. Until you hit certain levels. Now you can go to different areas and stuff like that. Like this is probably a lower end for what we're doing. So honestly, I could go over here and farm these guys and it would be better experience. Right, so I could auto navigate over there, run over there. Now if we want to make this easier for those that are newer, if you're farming, you're going to get these pieces that are called armor stones. You'll get armor stones pretty frequently. It's not like common drops, but you'll get them more frequently than a lot of the rare item drops and stuff like that. But it's something that you do need, so it is a bit more often than others. Right, so we can go over here. I'm gonna put this in here. Now you may not be able to do this as a new player, so don't do this as a indication. I'm just showing you some of the features. So if you go into inventory, like I have some in my inventory, so I'll just take some out of my inventory, out of my blacksmith inventory. You'll see that you have armor stones. So if you can get armor stones when you get them from farming, you put them in your they'll go in your blacksmith bag right here. You can move them out if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it, because once they're in here, you can use them from there. So if you have gear, you can upgrade your gear. So we go to inventory, we take off the weapons, right? We can go to adventure, go to black spirit, and we can go to enhance. We can take whatever weapons here. Skip animation, because animation is just something that takes a little longer and goes through. You will see that it says 100%, right? Out of 0, that means it's guaranteed. So you just keep popping it until it's 7. Then you'll see it drops down. Then you'll see a number that pops up in the right hand corner. That is called your anvil. Your anvil thing is the amount of failures that you can have before you succeed. So if I fail this twice, it's going to pop. So even if, like right there, it popped to 8. Right there, it popped to 9. Right there, it failed, right? So it's either going to pop here, or it's going to fail again. And if it fails again, it's guaranteed to go to the next level. So it popped, so I used the anvil. It failed. It popped. It failed. It failed. Guaranteed. Right? Now I build some fail stacks. I can pop that again. Then I can pop it again. And you can kind of just force it on the lower end things. Alright, so this is going to be a different thing that you'll have to get. Alright, so you'll take that. You'll equip this. And then you'll do that to other gear. Now, again, keep in mind, you can get those items from questing and grinding. So you can follow the leveling. So my recommendation is if you're leveling from 1 to 50, come here first. Get up to level 20. Get your gear leveled. Where is it? It should be right here. Bloody Monastery. This is a good area to get to 30. And then you go to where is it at? Catfish, which would be good for 40 to 45. And then if you want to get to 50 or above, you can just go to Polly's. So Catfish is right there. And again, you don't have to know where the area is. You can go to Monster Zone, and you can click on any of these and auto travel to it. So even if, like, say, Polly's is on the other side of the map, it's in Combosalvia, so we can just go over to the Combosalvia tag, right? And if you don't know your way there, you can click on this, and you can just click auto navigation, and even if it's not visible to you, what it's going to do is pop up an auto navigation system for you to run all the way over there. Okay. Now you'll see these wells. These were something that was new and that was added. You'll see some of these wells. These are a fast travel system that are in the game that are from city to city. You can go over there. It's going to cost you 5 mil to fast travel. So you do have to have 5 mil. You also have these things called traveler maps, which are smaller maps that will travel you to, teleport you to the nearest town that can only be used every 2 to 3 hours.
By 5 mil, do you mean 5 million coins, or?
Yeah. So the it's 5 million silver. Yes.
That's a lot.
Honestly, it's not though. It's not. It seems like a lot when you're getting into the game, but you could make so much money once you get further into the game. Like, there are ways to make a bill just sitting there doing nothing. You can literally be on the game and make a bill or more just standing there. But you have to go through a bunch of endgame stuff and getting things set up and stuff like that. So that's a whole other topic for a later day. So we'll just go over here to the fast travel system so y'all can see it and see how it works. Now you do have to go and discover each major city for it to be unlocked. I know there was a quest originally, which was also in your suggested quest, called the Magnus quest line that you had to do to also start activating them. I don't know if that is still required, but I do know if you find each major city, you can find the wells, and then you can activate the wells and fast travel through the wells. So like right now, we can fast travel through here. You'll see that there's Olivia Academy here, which is the next part after the UI systems of this tutorial, right? So now that you're able to auto-navigate, you're able to check the map, you're able to see everything, right? Once you hit level 60 and you graduate from the seasonal character, because you've done your grinding and you've done your seasonal gear and done everything, that's when you go to Olivia Academy, right? As you can see, it will tell you don't have enough money if you don't have money in your inventory, right? So we can go over here and exchange the 5 bars that we have from the quest over here by the storage. The storage unit is going to be right about here. Alright, so we're going to auto-navigate there. If you're having trouble finding areas and stuff right inside the cities, you can go to options, you can go to adventures, you can go to world map, you can click on the city, you can click up, and you have a way to look in the city and see the icons and stuff that you have discovered. There'll also be question marks when you don't have them discovered. So if I go over to a different city, right, if I don't have things that have been discovered in the city, like let's say Altanova, you'll see that it shows question marks where some of these people and stuff are standing that you can auto-navigate to that way. So it helps you discover people inside the city. Alright, so you turn right here, your storage keeper is here, you can click on this, you go over current, see exchange, go to sell, you can sell the gold bricks that they gave you. That gave me 5 mil. And now we can go back over here, and then we'll fast travel to Olivia Academy, and then we'll kind of break that down, because that's most of the UI stuff for basics. The gear stuff, like I said, you'll go in there with armor stones, upgrade it. You can just keep popping it. Once you hit 15, you'll have to go to concentrated black stones. All you need for that is sharp crystals and armor stones, and then you'll go into life. You'll go to processing. Of course, you can't be moving, so you go to life, processing, go to heating, and you'll put those 2 ingredients there. Right, so if I have the ingredients on me, which I should, I do not on this character anyways. But yeah, so you'll go there and you'll make those stones, right? So you just heat them up, and then it will make a concentrated black stone. If you need to know what materials you need, right, you can go to character, actually adventure, nope, not wrong again, Black Spirit, go to enhancement. If you have the item off, right, like let's say we have this plus 15 off, we're going to go to Black Spirit. We're going to go to enhancement. We're going to put that in there. It does not tell us, it tells us we do not have this item to upgrade this material, right? So you know you don't have the item, and you know you need an item because it's blacked out or blanked out. So you don't have the item in your inventory or in your blacksmith bag. Once you have it in your blacksmith bag, it will light up the color you need. To see what you need to craft it, you can click square or whatever button is equivalent on PlayStation or Xbox. And then you can go down here, and it will tell you need 1 sharp black crystal and 2 black stones to make 1. To make more than 1 at a time, you need sharp black crystal shards times 10, 20 black stones, and 1 blackstone powder.
I'm gonna leave the party because like I want to play ESO and chill, but that's under maintenance, so I'm just gonna head off.
Alright, and so again, you go to Olivia Academy now that that's there. Right, so it's gonna activate, and once it activates, you can jump down the well. Of course, this is assuming that you've gotten through all your seasonal stuff and got everything done. Now, once you do that, there's going to be a quest that you'll start over here. The Olivia Academy quest and stuff like that. And you'll just start doing the quest, and that's going to teach you the basic combat stuff and the life stuff over here. And it's going to teach you the basic mechanics of some of the grind zones and stuff like that, because each grind zone does have different mechanics. And it's going to teach you the combat style and the life skilling of the game, right? And then, even if you graduate from the Olivia Academy, you can come back over here, and you can pick up more quests from the boards and stuff like that.
I still need to review the Academy's funding reports.
So that's what you do after you complete your seasonal stuff, is you'll come over here and start this quest line and do the courses, and you'll get a bunch of rewards. Just to show you what some of the rewards are, if you go to Adventure, go down to Olivia Academy, you can actually go down to Family Rewards for Combat. It will show you the rewards. You get to choose your pin Black Star weapon, which you need 2 pin Black Star weapons to make your end game weapons. So that's a nice little thing. Now, I will say this: if you're an Awakening character, get your Awakening weapons. If you're a Succession character, get your main hand weapons first. Then you go into your family. So this is all your life skill stuff. And all your life skill beginner stuff will be at try if you go and do these quests. Which gives you a heavy head start with your life skill stuff. For certain activities. Alright. Now, again, referring to the Monster Zone thing one last time. If you get to level 20, and let's say you just want to get to level 60 fairly quickly, right? So you get to level 20, you got the materials and you got the maps to upgrade your gear, right? And let's say you do have all that, you can go to Monster Zone, you can look for Trader's Graveyard, right? And keep in mind, this is only if you're new. You probably don't want to do this if you're not new. There's better ways to do this. But you can auto navigate here. Right? It's going to take you all the way over here. There's some gravestones that you can hit, and it will constantly spawn mobs until they either kill the gravestone or kill you, or you kill the gravestone, or kill them. Right? So it's just going to keep spawning things as soon as you hit the gravestone. So it's a good way to power level from 1 to 60 if you're wanting to do that. Alright. Next is going into, if you go to options, you can go into reward. You can pick up your challenges, which have your challenge rewards. Right. You can also see your mail from here, so you can click over on the right D-pad and collect your mail from here instead of having to go to the mail by itself. And you can claim your daily loyalties and stuff like that. Then you can go to your rewards again. You can go to your attendance rewards, which has different things that you'll earn for different attendance. You can also go to your Black Spirit over here, and it gives you this little dice thing that you can do that will give you free stuff doing it, and that stuff will be added to your mail or your Black Spirit safe. Right, so you can see that the Adventure Black Spirit stuff that we just earned is in here. Right. Now, there are some priority quests that you'll want to do along the way as you do this. So, there's 4 pet quests before this quest. There's other pets that you can do that will get you that are free, that will help you grind, that pick up loot, because all your pets pick up loot for you. I would not recommend doing Squawky's right off the rip, because Squawky's quest is in the desert, and like I said, there is no auto navigation out there, so until you're used to that, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Your family bag needs to be done. There's a family bag quest. So if we unhide all the quests, you'll see Olivia combat, right? You'll see start camping, which will help you get your campsite if you didn't buy it off the market, because you can just buy the well, not the market, the pearl shop. You can just buy the tent off the pearl shop if you want to. I would recommend buying it off the pearl shop. Now, I wouldn't say buy it right away. Make sure you get into the game first. See if you like the game first before you spend any money on the game, right? But if you want to save yourself some income so you can get some things on the game a bit more faster, just go ahead and get the tent, because the tent is one of the only things that I would say is almost guaranteed recommended to buy, because you do not have to repair it if it comes from the pearl shop. If you get it from the quest, you have to repair it every so often. So as you can see, there's other quests here that I've completed for the pets. So these are your 4 pet quests that you can do. You'll get 4 pets. You'll have your fairy. Your fairy is one of the quests that you need to do. And you'll see that some of these have level requirements, so you need to be level 53 to do your fairy quest. You got your item copy, Marty's quest that you need to do. Right? So you want to do that one, which you need to be 56. You need your Nader's Band, which you need to be level 58 for. You need more crystal presets, you need to be level 58 for. Family fitting inventory, you need to be level 64. And those are some of your priority quests that you need to do as a new player coming into the game, that are in your suggested tab after you complete your Olivia Academy and stuff like that. Because like your family inventory bag, right? If I go into my inventory, I click R2, it's going to show up my family inventory. All this stuff is shared between every character I have on my roster. Once you have your fairy, if you get your fairy to Radiant, right, you can set potions and you can set food buffs and stuff like that. Right, so if I summon this R2 and triangle, I can set buffs, and it will auto use my buffs, even my item scrolls and stuff to pick up loot at increased rates. I can put potions in here, right? So I can put potion settings. This is an infinite pot potion, one of the only potions that can go in your family inventory, which this takes some time to get into, so we're not going to go over that either. So you can set this up, and you can go into here and kind of raise the limits for what it can be, right? So if you have, say, regular potions, you can set it to 60 or whatever, then set the next one to 50, however you want to set it, and it will pop up when you reach that percentage of the resource. So if I reach 50% of mana resource, the mana potion will pop every time I hit 50%. If I reach 67%, it'll hit every time I reach 67% to heal me. Right, now, this is a Radiant Fairy, which I will say this, you're not going to get this right away. Radiant Fairies are going to take you some time. Now, if you happen to get a reward for a Brilliant Fairy, and you're willing to, and you have the cash and stuff, you can either buy the 3 orbs to get you a Radiant Fairy, or you can go and buy the Ornate Honey, not the Theo Orbs, buy the Ornate Honey to get the Radiant Fairy, or go and get Sweet Honey off the marketplace for free to upgrade it, right? So those are the only 2 things that I would say are viable in a way to spend money on if you want to spend money on that. If not, you can play the game pretty much for free. Now, I've spent money on the game because I enjoy the game. Right, so I don't mind paying money for extra things to get it out of the way. Um, but yeah, so that's the main thing there. That's all. That's the entire guide, y'all. So it's the character breakdown is at the beginning. The trial character discussion, which was next. Then the seasonal stuff, and then Olivia Academy. Those are the 4 steps that you take. Well, UI before that, because it's character breakdown, trial, seasonal, UI, Olivia Academy. Because you do need to learn your UI systems to move around, right? So we did teach all of that today. And I believe that is the best that we're going to get informational-wise for this video. So I appreciate everybody that came in and hung out and watched this. I am going to rate it out because I am going to be uploading this to YouTube as well. If you don't know where the YouTube channel is, it is in the link tree below. And it's not the Let's Play channel, it's the Zoo Kane's Gaming Review channel. Because that's where our reviews, our guides, and our build videos go. So thank you for everybody that came in and hung out. I hope that was enough information and valuable for everybody. And if not, we'll be working on it in the future as we continue to make these videos. Much appreciated.